So basically we have done up to some extent by these few weeks. We have started few weeks ago. So we discussed some of these points, but let me summarize the things that we have learned during past few days. We started programming. Basically, we started programming and we learned the concept called programming, how to analyze a problem and how to develop an algorithm. What are the control structures? We have discussed about tree control structures. Can anyone remember? What are the tree control structures? Yes. So can anyone remember and name them? So what are the tree control structures we learned? Sequence, yes. Selection, iteration or repetition. Sequence, selection or repetition. These were the controls. These are the control structures we have learned. And then we learn about analyzing a problem and basically writing pseudocode and drawing flowcharts. Writing pseudocodes, drawing flowcharts, and also we have discussed how to find alternative to a problem, which is called feasibility study. Finding alternative solution to a problem, which is called feasibility study. In Sinhala, we call shakyata adhyayana. When alternate solution, so for the single problem, there can be multiple solutions. Okay, for an example, let's say more than 50 marks, you have to print like pass. Less than 50 marks, fail. So one way to write this, you can say if less than 50 marks, then fail, else pass. The other way is you can say if greater than 50 marks, then pass, else fail. So likewise, so same problem, you can find the alternative solutions or different solutions to the same problem. Then actually this part is remaining programming in Pascal and evaluation of the programming language. This part we have to discuss. Up to these points we have discussed. Today I'm going to summarize since there are new students. Okay, so those who have done this also help me to summarize. So in analyzing a problem, when you want to analyze a problem, you have to first find the inputs, process, outputs, decisions. So those are the things that you are going to find. Okay, assume that the problem is, okay, let me give a sample problem. My sample problem is, okay, problem. Finding the area of a circle. Finding the area of a circle. What are the inputs? What are the inputs? What do you need? Area එක හොයාගන්න මොනවද ඕන circle එක? What do you need? Yes? Finding area of a circle.
5R equation.
Yeah, that is 5R squared. So basically you need radius. And you need phi. So what is the process? What is the process?
5R square.
Yes, you have to multiply phi into radius into radius. So then what is the output?
5R square.
Yes, output is area. So here you can say area equal 5R squared and output is the area. So likewise, this is called analyzing the problem. So we did this, analyzing the problem, and we didn't stop from here. We have created small plan for this problem, which is called pseudocode. The first thing is flowchart. Flowchart is the plan. That is for design or design tool or we can call planning tool. Then pseudocode. Pseudocode is another thing. Pseudocode is, it's a code, but it is not working. In pseudocode, you can write any kind of false thing, but false code, but should be logical. බොරුවක් වුණත් තර්කානුකූල වෙන්න එපා. ඒ හින්දා බොරුව වුණත් නිකන් පිළිවෙලට කියන්න ඕන pseudocode එකේ. බොරු code එකක් ඒ පිළිවෙලට කියන්න ඕන. So then finally, so this is also a design or planning tool. Pseudocode is also a design or planning tool. So can you tell me how to draw a flow chart and pseudocode for this? Those who were in the class, what is the symbol for starting? Yes, what is the symbol for starting?
Start.
Yes, start is the word, no? Symbol like start. Okay, so let me show the symbols in the book.
The oval shape?
Yeah, it's oval, or you can use either oval, or you can use this one. Okay, these are the symbols. Start or stop, start or end. You can use rounded rectangle or oval. Rounded rectangle or oval. Then input and output, it is parallelogram. Input out and output, it is parallelogram. Process, it is rectangle. Decision, it is diamond, and data flow using arrows, and connector using circle. These are the symbols. Okay, let's apply these symbols and draw the flow chart for this problem. Let's apply these symbols and try to draw flow chart for this problem. After analyzing the problem, you can decide, or you can design it using the planning tool. First is start. First is start. Then what? You have to think and tell me. Then after starting, what I have to do?
Input.
Yes, I have to input. What is the symbol for input? It is parallelogram. Here, this one. Samantarashrak tama දාන්න ඕන. මොකද ඒකනේ input එක. මොනවද input කරන්න ඕන? Simply I have to input pi as well as r, radius. Or radius. After inputting pi and radius, what I have to do after that? Yes. After that, I have to process, no? So it's very simple. So nothing to worry, right? After that, I have to process. Processing, how to do the processing? Area is equal to pi into radius into radius. Then what is the output? Output is the area. You can say display area. After that, you can stop. Okay, after that, you can stop. So this is called sequence. This is called sequence, means instructions are executed one after the another. Instructions are executed one after the another in sequential order, we call sequence. Those who were not there in the class can quickly write down, or those who were there in the class also can write down this, and this is an example for sequence. This is how you are going to find the area. This is the plan. එයක් හදනකොට plan එකක් හදන්න එපා. plan එකට අනුවනේ ගේ හදන්නේ. ඒ වගේ තමයි. software එකක් ලියන්න කලින් plan එකක් හදන්න ඕන. plan එක අනුව තමයි software එක හදන්නේ. මේ plan එකට තමයි අපි කියන්නේ flow chart එක කියන්නේ. මේ plan එකේ symbols හේතුව අපි මේ symbols use කරන්නේ මෙන්න මෙතන තියෙන symbols. දැන් අපි කියන flow chart එක කියලා. හරි මේක එතකොට මේකේ instruction එකකට පස්සේ එකක් පිළිවෙලට වෙන හින්දා අපි මේකට නමක් කියනවා. This flow chart is an example for sequence where instructions are executed one after the another. Where instructions are executed one after another in a sequential order. So it is called sequence. So this is actually summary, but you can write down this. I'm doing this in faster way. This is the summary. Okay, can you please write down this? This is problem. This is how to analyze the problem. Let's analyze the problem. After analyzing, okay, you break down the problem into small pieces. Then let's plan. Let's plan with an algorithm. Algorithm means step by step process. So problem is there, then you analyzed. Okay, after analyzing, you have planned. This is the plan. This is called flowchart. Okay, please write down this. Those who are new to class, if anything unclear, please let me know, then I can explain. Because it's your time. It's valuable. Don't waste even a single second. If you have issues, problems, let me know, then I can explain. මොකද අනිත් අයට තේරුණා කියලා අපි අලුත්නේ කමන්න නෑ. අනිත් අයට තේරුණ හින්දා අපිත් ලියාගමු කියලා ඉන්න එපා. තේරුණ නැත්නම් අනිවාර්යෙන්ම අහන්න. Okay, please write down. I think you have finished writing. Okay, let's see the big picture of this. As I said, first you found the problem, then analyzed, then planned. According to plan, you have composed or compiled the this is called flowchart. This asterisk symbol you can replace using this X, letter X, right? But normally අර වැඩි කිරීම computer එකේ නැහැනේ. වැඩි කිරීම වෙනුවට තමයි asterisk use කරන්නේ. මෙතන අර X අකුර වගේ වැඩි කිරීමේ ලකුණ දැම්මට ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Because it's flowchart. You have freedom to use any symbol. No need to use asterisk. Not compulsory. But in programming, development ගියාම අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම දැන් plan එකේ ඕන එකක් දාන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි development එකට ගියාම අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අදාළ symbol එක විතරයි දාන්න පුළුවන්. But still we have not seen that. Okay, next step after the flow chart is pseudocode. Pseudocode is any code in English should not need to be a working code. Anything you feel you can write in English, but not in Sinhala. You have to write in English. English වලින් ලියන්න තේරෙන ඕනම විදියකට මේ ටිකම ලියන්න. මට මම මේකම ලියන්න begin. Then I say input pi and the radius. Then area is equal to pi into radius into radius, and you have to print the area, and that's the end of this program. So anything understandable is accepted. Or you can write it in like this: input pi and radius. Calculate as a sentence. You can write calculate the area, print area, and end. That is also okay. This is called pseudocode. Pseudocode means any code which can be understood by the developers. So this is the pseudocode for the given problem. And if you have pseudocode, the next is it's very easy to do the real programming. So let me show the real programming. So I know you have not learned Pascal, right? Don't worry. Then හිතන්න එපා එකපාරම Pascal උත් කරා class එකේ. තාම කියලා දීලා නැහැ, දන්නෙත් නැහැ, පන්තියට ගියා විතරයි Pascal ඉගෙන ගන්න උනා. එහෙම හිතන්න එපා. I want to show you the big picture. අපි දැනගන්න එපා මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ කියලා. එතකොටනේ අපිට මේ ඇයි මෙහෙම කරන්න කියලා. ඒකට විතරයි මේක පෙන්වන්නේ. Pascal වෙනම කියලා දෙනවා. ලබන සතියේ ඉඳන් ඊට පස්සේ සතියේ ඉඳන් මුල ඉඳන් කියලා දෙනවා Pascal. Don't worry. So let me go to online Pascal compiler. Software install කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ඔයගොල්ලන් phone එකෙන් උනත් කරන්න පුළුවන්. Online Pascal compiler කියන එකට ගිහිල්ලා search කරලා මෙතන තියෙනවා මේ තියෙන GDB compiler. GDB online Pascal compiler. You can go to that. GDB online Pascal compiler. Let me click on this. Now you can see a Pascal program there. But I don't want these things, comments. මේවා මම පස්සේ කියලා දෙන්න. මේවා අමතක කරලා දාන්න දැනට හිතන්නවත් එපා. හරි. program hello. දැන් අරක දිහා බලාගෙන මේක ලියන විදිය තමයි මට නිකන් කියලා දෙන්න ඕන. ඒක දිහා බැලුවොත් මේක සාර්ථකයි කියන එක විතරයි මට කියන්න ඕන. That is the story that I want to tell. So if you have pseudocode, that's it. You can write the program. So my program name is hello. And in my program I'm using variables. Variables කියන්නේ වෙනස් වෙනවා කියන්නේ. Pi and radius. Both are integers. පූර්ණ සංඛ්‍යා. හරිද? වැරදි නේද? pi radius දෙකම integers ද වැරදිද? pi කියන්නේ integer එකක්ද? 722 කියන්නේ නෑනේ. පූර්ණ සංඛ්‍යාවක් නෙමෙයි නා. It's a real. We have to tell it's real. Real means it support decimal numbers. Pi and radius are the real numbers. And then I have to start begin. Then මම ගන්න ඕන මේවා. area එක හදන්න එපා. area එක දෙන්න කලින් input කරන්න ඕන. input කරන්න ඕන ඉඳලා මම message එකක් දෙනවා user ට. Write enter radius. එතකොට user එකට අනුව ප්‍රතිචාරයක් දක්වයි. ඒ දක්වන ප්‍රතිචාරය මම save කරනවා radius කියන variable එකට. මේක දැන් මම කියලා දෙන්නම් කොහොමද වෙන්නේ කියලා. read to radius variable. ඊට පස්සේ pi ඒකත් user එකෙන් ගන්නත් පුළුවන් අපිට දෙන්නත් පුළුවන් ඕන. මම දෙන්නම්කො මේක pi equal 22 divided by 7. user එකෙන් ගන්නව නම් මෙහෙම message එකක් දීලා read කරලා ගන්න ඕන. අපි දෙනවා නම් මෙහෙම. කෙලින්ම අපිට දෙන්න පුළුවන් සමාන කරලා. Then area. Area is also required here. Area equal pi into radius. Same thing. Then write ln area of the circle is then area. Okay, let me explain the code one by one. First, this is the program name. Program hello කියන්නේ program එකේ නම. ඊට පස්සේ මේකේ පාවිච්චි කරනවා අපි pi කියලා එකක්, radius කියලා එකක්. අර xy වගේ නිකන් විචල්්‍ය. pi කියලා එකක්, radius කියලා එකක්, area කියලා එකක්. මේ තුනම real. Real කියන්නේ දශම සංඛ්‍යා වලට support කරනවා. pi, radius, area. ඉස්සෙල්ලාම අපි කරන්නේ radius user ට කියලා enter කරගන්න. enter radius කියලා පණිවිඩයක් දීලා user enter කරන radius එක තමයි ගන්න. pi අපි දෙනවා 722යි. then area එක අපි කියනවා මෙහෙම calculate කරන්න pi r වර්ගය pi r square. That's how you calculate the radius. Then write the area of the circle. Okay. Let's run this. Okay, then our program. This is our program now running. Asking me the radius. One radius එක කියන්නම් 14 is radius. Then press enter. It will calculate the area and give us a value 6.16. Is it correct? 6.16 into E002. Okay, 6.16 into E002 means E002 කියලා කියන්නේ 6.16 වැඩි කිරීම 10 දෙවනි බලය. 10 දෙවනි බලය කියලා කියන්නේ 616යි. හරිද කියලා බලමු අපි. Let's calculate. Let's go to the calculator. And calculator pi කියන්නේ 7න් 22යි 22 බෙදීම 7යි. R කීයද? R කියන්නේ 14යි. වැඩි කිරීම 14 into 14. එතකොට උත්තරේ එන්නේ 616යි. හරිද? 6.1යි 6 වැඩි කිරීම 10 දෙවෙනි බලය. 616 තමයි. This is how you write the real program. And you can see ඔයාලට පේන දේ තමයි මේක වගේ තමයි මේක. මේකම නෙවෙයි මේක. හැබැයි මේ සූඩෝ කෝඩ් එක වගේ. හැබැයි ඊට වැඩිය පොඩ්ඩක් එක එක කෑලි බෑලි තියෙනවා. අලුත් ඒවා තියෙනවා. colon, semicolon. Okay. But this is how you write the program. This is how you write the program. Shall we write down in our book pseudocode and the Pascal code? So this one and this one. Shall we quickly write down? Okay. If you have questions, you can ask, right? If you have any questions, you can ask.
Yes, sir.
Again, yeah. Okay, finish writing. So harmonics means something like this. So you can just go to online piano, something like this. So we can't create the same wave. The scientists basically they cannot. So there are ways to treat, but those waves are like it can damage human brain. So but here you have C. But again, you have double frequency here. සා තියෙනවා නම් මේක උච්ච සා. එතකොට මෙතන අති උච්ච සා. ඊට පස්සේ ඊටත් උඩ එකක් තව තියෙනවා. ඒකත් සීමයි. මේ 256 ඊට පස්සේ 512 එහෙම next one and next one. එතකොට brain එකෙත් මෙහෙමයි. brain එකේ එකම signal එක නැති වුණාට ඒකේ harmonics. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒකත් එක්ක අනුනාද වෙන තව signal එකක් හදන්න පුළුවන්. අර ඔයගොල්ලෝ මම හිතන්නේ විද්‍යාගාරේ කරලා ඇති පොඩි කාලේ අර සරසුලක් අරගෙන සරසුලක් අර ටන් ගාලා ගහලා ඊට පස්සේ මේ වතුර වීදුරුවක් ළඟ තියලා වතුර වීදුරුව හෙලවෙනවා බලලා තියෙනවද? එහෙම ඒවා කරලා නැද්ද? Have you done that in science? කරලා තියෙනවද? කරලා නැත්නම් ඉතින් ඔයගොල්ලෝ try කරන්න වතුර වීදුරුවකට වතුර පුරවලා. So try to play piano or organ or something, or even you can do this in virtual keyboard, onlinepianist.com. You can play a note and check whether that water glass is vibrating. If it is vibrating, that means you have generated similar frequency. A samana frequency ka generate kala tiyena. That is called echo. Echo means, so basically according to one frequency, the other frequency is echoing. අනේ frequency එක කම්පණය වෙනවා මේකට අනුව. අඩු ගන්න දැකලා තියෙනවද වීඩියෝ වල ඔපෙරා වල සින්දු කියන කට්ටිය අර high pitch සින්දු කියලා මේ වීදුරු එහෙම glass එකෙන් බින්දින්නේ දැකලා තියෙනවද? Come on guys, are you sleeping? Hello? Can you hear me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So have you seen these opera singers breaking glass? Just Google it, right? So there are people, right? So some opera singers, so they can sing and break a glass. So that is again because of the echo. So you can check whether that is possible, right? You can check whether that is possible. You can just go Google it and see YouTube videos. Maybe go to YouTube and see, right? Whether that is possible. That is because of echo. Echo වෙනින්න තමයි ඉන්නේ. අපේ brain එක echo වෙනවා දන්නවද දන්නේ hertz 3-4 frequency එකට. දැන් වාහනවල යද්දී ගොඩක් වෙලාවට දැන් දුර ගමනක් වාහනවල යද්දී ඔයාලට නිින්ද යනව නේද? ටිකක් නිින්ද යන ගතිය වැඩි නේද? දැන් මගේ කටහඬ අහනකොටත් නිින්ද යන ගතිය වැඩි ඇති. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් වාහනවල යනකොට දුර ගමනක් නිින්ද යන ගතිය වැඩි. You will feel sleepy because so the hertz, the mechanical equipments are vibrating. In the vehicle, mechanical equipments, machineries තියෙනවා engine එකේ කොටස් අරම vibrate වෙනවා. ඒ vibrate වෙන්නේ hertz 3-4 වගේ sounds වලට. We can't hear the sounds. 3 hertz, 4 hertz sound we can't hear. Why? What is the sound that we can hear? Sound range? Hello? අපිට ඇහෙන ශබ්ද සීමාව මොකද්ද? කවුරු හරි කියන්න බලන්න දන්නවද? මිනිස්සෙකුට මිනිස්සුන්ට ඇහෙන ශබ්ද? Huh?
20 to 22,000
Yeah,
hertz.
20,000 hertz. So 3 hertz we can't hear, but we can feel 3 hertz. 3 hertz, 4 hertz sound that will echo our brain and stimulate sleepy. That's why people used to sleep while traveling. Because the engine and all these equipments are vibrating, those equipments, those devices generating 3-4 hertz frequencies which stimulate our brain to sleep. That is too dangerous, right? That's why people used to sleep while traveling, right? Similar to that, so you can just Google like brain wave. It is possible to generate brain waves using computers, right? Using computers, you can generate brain waves. If you generate a brain wave using the computer, what will happen? When you generate a brain wave, it will stimulate our brain. It will stimulate our brain and it will try to echo our brain. So that will give you feeling of maybe hungry, you will feel sleepy, you want to wake up. Sometimes when you listen to some songs, you will feel sleepy, no? සමහර සින්දු අහනකොට නිින්ද යන්නේ. සමහර සින්දු අහනකොට අපි මොකද වෙන්නේ? උඩ ගිහලා නැගිටිනවා. That will stimulate our brain to wake up. So think about the alarm signal. Think about the alarm signal. Normally, everyone used to wake up for the alarm signal. But what will happen if you put a like sleeping song, lullaby? නැලවිලි ගීතයක් දැම්මොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? Alarm එකට. You will, yeah. Then you will go to the deep sleep. So when alarm rings, so you will, from the sleep, you will go to the deep sleep, right? So those are because of the brain waves. In lullaby in any language, lullaby in English, or lullaby in Sinhala, or lullaby in any other language. So mostly frequency is same. Frequencies in many languages that is same. Lullabies කියන්නේ නැලවිලි ගීත. ඕනම language එකකින් අහලා බලන්න නිකන් එක ළඟ යන්නේ. මගේ කටහඬත් එහෙම ඇහෙනවද දන්නේ නැහැ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට. I don't know. I'm really worrying because you are not talking, right? So maybe my voice is again. You will feel like a lullaby. My God, I don't know, right? Okay. So anyway, so can you change this? So those are some extra things. But anyway, using IT, you can do many things. So this is how to learn a subject like, okay, how to learn a subject like science using ICT. Again, something similar to waves, something related to waves. Okay, let's see. Okay, this one. I think you have done this in your science lab. If not, you can do this at home. Okay, this is air. In the first layer, you have air. The second layer, you have water. And when you have light, you can see it's bending. When you have light here, it's bending while enter into this water layer. Why? What's the reason? What's the reason?
Refraction.
Yes, refraction. Vartane. Right? And part of the light will reflect here. Part of the light will reflect. The reflection plus refraction, the total will be the original beam, because energy cannot be destroyed. Energy can be converted to some other energy. It cannot be destroyed. So here reflection and refraction altogether forms the signal. So this, when you increase, okay, when you decrease the refraction, අපි මේ දෙවන මාධ්‍යත් පළවෙනි වාදයේත් වාතය, දෙවන මාධ්‍යත් වාතය. Then make a හැරෙන්නේ. Right? See, this is the wave format. But if you increase the refraction, here you can see it's bending, because it's slowing down here. The faster signal, now it's slowing down. Because of slowing down, it's bending. Again, this is water. And again, further, this is glass. Slow. And okay, it's very slow. But if you increase this further and further, what will happen? Then this will become, right, reflective. This will become reflective. Now you can see the reflection is more, but here reflection is less. Reflection is almost zero and no reflection. So you can learn this, right? So change the first media and the second media. Here, I have changed the first media and the second media. Now light is in. Okay, now light is in the first media. It completely reflect. It completely reflect. Right, that can happen. So you might have seen still water is sometimes it's reflect everything. It reflect the sky based on the angle. Based on the angle. This is the angle. But if you increase the angle, okay, now you can see a little bit of refraction. So these things you can test. Right? So you can learn science in this way. Okay. So maths you can do. Music you can do. Dancing you can do. You can do a lot. So these are some extra things. And in future, why I especially mention about brain waves, in future what will happen? In future it is possible to create brain nets. So people will create brain nets. Brain nets means a brain can communicate with another brain. Then if you go to such world, time traveling එකක් එහෙම හදාගෙන අනාගතයට ගියොත් ඒ වගේ brain net තියෙන කාලයකට ගියොත් people will not talk. Maybe දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මම හිතන්නේ ඒ ළඟ යන version එකක ඉන්නේ, you are the next generation. You think that I can feel. You are not talking. You are in brain net. Half of the people are in the brain net. You think that I can feel. I can communicate directly with your brain. So no need of voice ne. කතා කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. I can directly communicate with your brain. That is brain net. The next version of internet is brain net. When brain net is there, people will communicate without talking. Right? Definitely scientists will develop brain net in future. Right. Okay, let's go back and do another exercise. So let's come down to the earth and start. So if you are in deep sleep, please come back. And can you do, okay, can you find, can you, okay, write or draw a flow chart question. Draw a flow chart to find the circumference of a circle circumference of the circle. What are the inputs? And what is the process? What is the output? And another question. Input two numbers and find the maximum. What are the inputs? What are the outputs? And what is the process? Any decisions? So then another question. Print odd numbers from 1 to 20 inputs, output, process, decision. So, okay, can you tell me for the first question, what are the inputs? Circumference. What are the inputs? Yes. Hello. Can you at least use the... Yes. Again, can you repeat?
Radius.
Radius. And unit 5. And process. This is 2 into radius, or 2 into 5 into radius. And output.
2 pi r.
Yes. 2 pi r, that is radius or circumference. C equal this one, and output is C or circumference. And if you ask to write a flow chart, so you can draw the flow chart similar to this one. Start, input, r and radius, and this one. Display the circumference and stop. Sorry. Simply you can write down this. Start, input pi and radius, and then calculate the circumference. Okay, sorry. Pi into r into 2 is C. Is C circumference, and display the circumference, which is C, and end. Stop. So these are called sequences, one after the another. But the second one here, this is also easy, right? So I'm not going to give you time to write down this because this is easy. And you can edit the program similar to this. You can edit the program, enter radius, and find this one. So circumference C is, or you can write the both, area and circumference, and C is circumference, which is equal to 2 into pi into r, radius. Here you have to introduce the new one, C. And area of the circle is this one, and circumference of the circle is this one. Circumference of the circle is C. Okay, now you have both. It will ask, okay, what's that? It's equal. It will ask me the radius. Radius is 14, and it will give you area and circumference both. Right? Maybe take a screenshot of this. Okay, take a screenshot of this. No need to write down, right? Take a screenshot of this. No need to write down because it is similar. Okay, this has, the code has additional thing. It has area and circumference both. Make a වැඩිපුර තියෙනවා code එකේ. Area and circumference both. Okay. Then the next one. Input two numbers and find the maximum. Okay, can you do that? So what are the inputs? Let's say number 1, number 2 are the inputs. Outputs, maximum. Process, find the maximum. decision, you have to check whether number 1 is greater than number 2. Okay, can you draw a flow chart for this? I'll give you 5 minutes, no, 3 minutes. Can you draw a flow chart for this? Just using 3 minutes. Try to do flow chart for this. Question number 2. Flow chart for question number 2. Using 2 minutes. For the previous one, if you want to stop scientific notation, you can put like this. Scientific notation එක නවත්තන්න ඕන නම් ඔයාලට දාන්න පුළුවන් 0 means avoid scientific notation and 2 means 2 decimal points. Here, 2 decimal points. 0, 2. Then if I run this, අරකම තමා පොඩි වෙනසක් කරේ. මෙතන 0:0:2 කියලා දැම්ම. දැන් මම 14 දැම්මොත් you can see it's given in 6, 16 and 88 without scientific notation. But you have to put :0:2. :0 means, so avoid scientific notation, and then here 2 decimal points. 2 decimal points. 0, 0. If you put 0, 0, you will give. If you give single 0 even, it will print 14. It will print here like this. But if you put 0, 0, then no decimal points will be there in the answer. Let's give 14. Here you can see 6, 16 and 88. This is additional thing. Don't worry, they will not pass in the exam most probably because this part is not there. I have not seen this in your book. But still, if there are decimal numbers, you can control like this, print it, output. Okay, input 2 numbers and find the maximum. Let's discuss this one. Take a screenshot of this if you need. Take a screenshot of this too. Okay, so this one, it's easy. Can you tell me how you have done? Yes? First, හැම දෙයකටම කලින් පටන් ගන්න ඕන. Start. ඒක අනිවාර්යයි. ඊට පස්සේ yes, you have to input 2 numbers.
Input the 2 numbers.
Yes, input 2 numbers. You can say number 1, number 2. I'm going to input. Then compare those 2 numbers. So process, actually you can avoid the process because by comparing you can do this at once without using much things. You can do this at once. Just compare number 1 and number 2 and output without any process. Or you can include the process. Process එක දාලත් මම කරන්න නැතුවත් කරන්න. Process එක නැතුව මේ කරලා දෙන්නේ. මේ ඇවිල්ලා process එක නැතුව. Process එකක් දාලත් අපි කරලා බලමු. දෙවිදියටම කරන්න පුළුවන් and stop. Okay, those who have not done, you can do this with me. Start. Then input number 1 and number 2. Input, let's say number 1 and number 2. Then I'm comparing. If number 1 greater than number 2. If number 1 greater than number 2, if this is yes, if this is yes, if this is yes, and if this is no. So let's put some arrows here. If this is yes, and if this is no. Here also you have, okay, you can just link like this. Just put arrow directly to this one. And this arrow, let's point to this one. This is my connector. connector circle. But connector is not compulsory. In your book also connector, they have dropped the connector. That is not compulsory. This is what I'm going to do. If number 1 is greater than number 2, then I'm going to print display number 1 because number 1 is the largest. If not, I'm going to display number 2 or display in 2. Right here the connector, and here you have to stop. This is without a decision. So without a process. Process එකක් නැතුව ලියනවා නම් මෙහෙම ලියවන හරි. This is without a process. Right? And yes no part you have to mention. So here you have to mention say yes. If decision is yes, and no outline, no border, and if this is no, this side. Okay, one can do like this, right? One can do like this. One can maybe. So I said that there are many ways to solve single problem. No, කෙනෙකුට කරන්න පුළුවන් මෙහෙම. මෙතන දානවා n2 greater than. n2 greater than නම් කියලා දාලා yes එක මේ පැත්තට දාලා no එක මේ පැත්තට දානවා. ඒකත් හරි. If n2 is greater than n1, n2 is the largest. If not, n1 is the largest. That is also correct. Or the previous method, or this one is also correct. If n1 is larger than n2, if this is yes, n1 is the largest. If no, n2 is the largest. Okay, this is without process. කරපු අය කරේ මෙහෙමද? process එකක් එක්කද process එකක් නැතුවද?
connect එක නැතුව කරේ.
connect එක නැතුව ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. connect එක නැතුවත් so you can do like this. You can just place 2 lines together. But with connector it is more. It's good to have the connector, but roundabout නැති junction උත් තියෙනවා, roundabout තියෙන junction උත් තියෙනවා. You can skip the roundabout if you want. If roundabout is there, it's neat. If roundabout is not there, it's okay. Acceptable. It's correct. Process එකක් දාලත් පුළුවන්. Process එකක් දාලා කරනවා නම් මෙහෙම. If you include a process, you can say n1, n2, then the process. This is with the process, right? This is also correct. එකම දේ කරන්න ඕන තරම් විදි තියෙනවා. This is with the process. With the process, I'm going to add the process. I'm going to tell input n1, n2, and I'm going to tell max is equal to 0. You don't have value for max. Then max is 0, then this one. If this is also another correct way. දැන් මම correct විදිම තුනක් විදියක් විතර කිව්වා. ඔයාලා මේ වීඩියෝ එක බලලා තුනම ලියා ගන්න. හැබැයි මම එකක් ලියන්න වෙලාව දෙන්නම්. Max is 0. Then if this is correct, I can say if this is yes, I can tell okay, max is n1, and I will remove the display here. Max is n1, and if not, again you have to tell the max is n2. Max is n2. Finally, after connecting, you can tell display max. That is also acceptable. That is additional, but that is also acceptable. Display max. This is also another acceptable method. You keep a separate variable for max, and if this is yes, number 1 is max. If this is no, number 2 is the max. Finally display the max and stop. This is also acceptable. But previous method is also correct. Okay, you can write down this one or previous one, anything. If you have not done, write down this one. If you have written the previous method, write the second method too. This is also correct.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, display max කියන එක නැතුව අර දැන් අර max into max n1 වලින්ම ඊට ඊතලේ දාන්න වෙලේ stop වලට.
Then so then you will not get output, no? You will have the max, but you will not print it. You need to print it, no? You have to show this to the user, no?
Okay, sir.
Display max දැම්මේ නැත්තම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? max හොයාගත්ත වෙනවා. හැබැයි max print කරන්නේ. But I'm going to write pseudocode for both methods. Then you can copy those. Method 1, I can tell begin input n1 comma n2 okay. Method 1, I can say input n1 comma n2. Then I can say if n1 is greater than n2, then display n1, else display n2. And this is end of this if. And end. This is method 1. This is correct. And method 2, is the method that I have given here. Again, I have to begin. Then I can say input n1 comma n2. And max, I can say max is 0 if n1 greater than n2, then max is equal to n1 else max is equal to n2. And finally you can display in the if display max and end the program. That is the second method. So I have drawn the flow chart according to the second method. I just use the second method. So this is an example for selection. This is example for selection. Because you have two paths, you have to select either this or this. You can't do the both. You have to select either to go this way or this way. So kindly let me know if you have done, if you finish writing, kindly let me know. Okay, so please write down after this. This is an example for selection where you have to select one path from the alternative paths. Actually, I have revised this lesson now, right? So I have done the first day, we have done a lot of exercises, but today I'm summarizing this. So you can refer to the previous videos now and understand all the examples. Today is like a summary lesson because it's the first day of the January. And since there are new students, I want to help them understand this and as well as I want to help existing students to revise the content because you have learned this previous year now. අවුරුද්දකට කලින් ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේවල් නේ දැන් අමතක වෙලාවත් දන්නේ නැහැ. So therefore I want to help you. That's why I am doing this as a revision today. Okay, the next one is the last one. That's the example. Okay, here you please write down. Please write down. The above example is showing selection control structure. The above example is showing selection control structure. The above example is showing selection control structure. We can select only one part, one instruction flow or path from two alternatives. Either to go for N1 or N2. That is called selection. Okay, the last question I'm going to change because now you will feel sleepy and some already think that it's over now, it's better to leave. So since I'm going to do some interesting thing in the last, that is for the repetition, I'm going to change the question. Otherwise, it's going to be odd question, the similar question. I'm going to change the question and do this. And before that, actually, I just want to show you the Pascal implementation of this. And let's do. So let's say you have two numbers, number 1 and number 2, N1, N2, both are integer numbers. And then I'm going to input number 1, enter number 1, and read that number 1 to N1. And the second thing is I'm going to enter number 2 and read that number to N2. Then I have to compare if number 1 is greater than number 2, then can say write ln write ln largest is, can say number 1, else can write ln the largest is, else you can write ln the largest is number 2. That's it. That's the Pascal version of this. It's very simple. You have two numbers, number 1 and number 2. It will ask for number 1, let's say 45, number 2, let's say 65, and it will print the largest is 65. So please take the print screen of this and later you can do this. No need to write down that now. Later you can do this. Please take a screenshot. Screenshot එකක් ගන්න. This is how you implement if else or condition in Pascal. But Pascal, we are going to learn it in next week, right? Next week, we are going to learn the Pascal. We can finish this lesson next week. So the flowchart and pseudocode part, and then learn Pascal. Pascal, we can't finish within one day. It will take few days to finish Pascal. Okay. So the next one, the last one, is most important one. So this is the code. I'm going to copy the code and write it here. And this is my Pascal code. And let's write let's change the last one. Draw a flow chart to draw a pentagon. Draw a flow chart to draw a pentagon using given side width given side length. You have to draw a pentagon. Panchasrayak andinna ඕන, but using the given side length. So what are the inputs? What are the inputs? What are the inputs?
Length of the pentagon.
Length. Exactly. Correct. Very good. So what is the output? What is the output? Come on. Output is the pentagon. Output is the pentagon. What is the process? This is very important. What is the process? How to draw a pentagon? Panchasrayak andinne කොහොමද? Yes?
Having 5 sides.
Yes, that is one feature. That is not the process. Feature and process, two things. You have 5 sides. That's true. I know. But how to draw?
Using a protractor.
Sorry? How to draw a pentagon? පංචාශ්‍රයක් අඳින්නේ කොහොමද? දැන් word වල නම් එකපාර අඳින්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම word වල insert ගිහිල්ලා shapes වලින්, let's say this is pentagon. Okay, you can draw. If side length is there, you can draw a pentagon. But how to do it in programs? In programming, how to do this? Okay, how to draw the first side? First side, you have to draw a line. This is the process. Draw a line of which has size or length of given, which has the length of size length, or give a line of size length. Then turn. How many degrees you have to turn? Yes, turn how many degrees? Here draw a line. එක line එකක් අඳිනවා. අංශක කීයක් හැරෙන්න ඕනද? ඊළඟ line එක අඳින්න කලින් අංශක කීයක් හැරෙන්න ඕනද? මේ පැත්තට. Now you have to tell. Use your mathematics. What is the external angle of this side? What is the external angle? And what is the internal angle, or what is the external angle? How many degrees you have to turn? Come on, guys. Pentagon?
120.
120 degrees if you turn, that will become a triangle. Okay, let's turn 120. Let's turn 120. So if you have wrong plan, what will happen? Wrong results. So I just want to draw a line of size length. Sorry?
55.
Okay, let's say different degrees. Okay, draw a turn 120, and so you have to repeat this, do this 5 times. Decision is 5 times over, then you have to stop. So this is how you do this. This is the problem. This is how you analyze the problem. I'm going to implement the problem now. So let's see, this is my plan. And according to my plan, I'm going to draw a flow chart. I'm going to draw a flow chart according to the plan suggested by you. Okay, I'm going to draw this flow chart. I'm going to start. Let's quickly start. And then I have to tell, okay, start, then enter input length. And I have to repeat 5 times. So that is my decision. Here. This is my decision. decision is okay. Let's have a counter to keep tracking whether you have the time. You have whether you have gone 5 times. I'm going to have a counter here. Let's say C. The counter counts the time. C equal 1 initially. I can say C if C less than or equal to 5. 5 times what I have to do. Draw a line, that's a process again. Draw the line and turn, as you suggested, 120 degrees left. And I have to add the counter because already I have added 1 line. Then I have to increase the counter. C equals C plus 1. I have increased the counter. Okay, different degrees are given. Let's see. Let's try. Okay, this is 1 and my decision is basically based on this. I have to draw a line, then I have to again like this. And then I have to increase the counter and come back and check whether counter less than or equal to 5. This is called repetition. You repeat again and again 5 times. After 5 times, you have to stop. After 5 times, you have to stop. Stop after 5 times. Okay, let's see how to do this. Stop after 5 times. Let's see how to do this now. Okay, you have suggested me this plan and some are suggested 108 degrees and some are suggested some different degrees. Okay, this is my plan. Start input length C equal 1, C less than equal to 5. Draw a line, turn 120 degrees, C plus 1 and repeat this 5 times and after that stop. This is called repetition. Do the things again and again. So let's implement. I'm going to implement using a different language. Language doesn't matter. Why? Because plan can be implemented in any language. If you have plan, that can be implemented in any language. So let's implement this. Okay, this is my implementer. I'm going to use Python to do this. I'm going to use new one. Here I have to start. I have to tell import turtle. This is how I'm going to draw graphics. Then I'll tell, okay, C equal 1, while C less than or equal to 5, what I have to draw, T dot forward, I have to draw a line of, I have to input the length, length, THT equal INT, I have to input, enter the length, and I'm going to take that from the user. T dot forward the length. Then I'm going to click left side, 120 degrees, as you suggested, 5 times, and finish this. And this is my code. So let me run this. Sorry. Let me run this. Okay, it will ask me the length. It will ask me the length. This is my IPICT, it's running and asking me the length. Input the length. Sorry, something wrong. With this, let me close this one. I have to tell C equals C plus 1. I forgot that. C equals C plus 1. C equals C plus 1. That part is required. And here I have to take the length of the circle, and after that I have to start drawing this. Okay, let me run this. So it will ask me the length. It will first ask me the length. I'm going to give you the length as 200. Enter. Okay, C is not defined. So what has happened? C equal 1. This is simple C, capital C problem. Okay, let me run this again. මට පෙන්නන්න ඕන ලොජික් එරර් එක ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ 120 නේ කිව්වේ 120 දැම්මොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා. බලමු 100ක් දෙන්නම් මම length එක. Again C not defined. This C, sorry. Again I have to run. Enter the length, and length I'm going to take 200. Enter. ඔන්න 120 දැම්මොත්. පෙන්ටගන් එකක් ඇන්දේ අඳින්න බලාපොරොත්තුනේ ඇඳුනේ මොකද්ද? ප්ලෑන් එක වැරදුනොත් ඕක තමයි වෙන්නේ. තට්ටු දෙකේ ගයක් හදන්න ගිහිල්ලා අන්තිමට බිත්තියක් ගහලා නිකන් ඉන්න වෙන්නේ. So now tell me the correct value for the plan. 108. Okay. Say no, 108 degrees. I'm going to turn 108 degrees. So just see your maths level. 108. Now, as you suggested, I'm going to change the plan to 108. Okay, let's run. Width එක දෙමු 200ක්. Enter. Okay, this is my shape now. Still wrong. What is the angle? Internal angle is 108. That is correct. But external angle, you have to give the external angle. මොකද ඔයා ඉස්සරහට ගිහිල්ලා බාහිර කෝණය තමයි දෙන්න ඕන. බාහිර කෝණය කීයද? 108යි කියන්නේ බාහිර කෝණයන්නේ 72යි. If you give like this, then it will draw the triangle without any error. So please understand what is the external angle and internal angle properly. Then 200 degrees, press enter. 200, yes, no, you can see it's pentagon. So did you understand the importance of logic? Code is not important. Code එකෙන් කියන ඕන එකක් ගහනවා. But logic is important. Logic is very important. That is your flow chart and pseudocode. Okay, you can just take a screenshot of this. And this is not required because you don't have Python for your O-levels. But if you really want, you can try. For A-level ICT, you have Python, but O-level will not. Right? You can try this. So this is using Python. You can try this using mobile even. Mobile phone එකටත් දාගන්න පුළුවන්. Python වල QPython කියලා එකක්. Sorry. PyDroid, PyDroid කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. PyDroid කියලා එකක්. ඒක දාගෙන ඕන mobile phone එකකිනුත් පුළුවන්. Okay, please take a screenshot of this. Okay. Right. I'm going to finish today's session with this. Next day, we will discuss more about these control structures and the book content. පොතේ තියෙන දේවල් ටික බලලා. And next day, we will start Pascal from beginning. මුලින් ඉඳන් Pascal පටන් ගමු. Till then, good night, and also wish you a very happy new year. See you all on next week. Okay, goodbye.
Same to you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir.